Hi, and welcome back to the Playground Talks podcast. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving dinner in case you celebrated that. And I'm going to take the opportunity to thank you for being a loyal listener. I'm here with you today, Tammy Efriat, a certified parent coach and a mother of 3 kiddos. And based on my experience and working with parents, I'm focused on helping you to establish clear and consistent boundaries so you can create this harmonious and well-functioning family. And I want to invite you to join my free boundary talk December 7th. It's an online free event. You can find the link for the next event in the show notes, or you can go to my website, which is bondingboost.com. bondingboost.com, and there you can see the free parent talk and you can join me. I would love to see you there. So for today, because it's the holiday season, I wanted to talk about how do you handle boundaries and routines through the vacation. This is more about your mental preparation because most likely you will be meeting with friends, you'll hang out more with your kids, you might have some sort of vacation. And I want for you to be intentional with your boundaries and what are the things that you're going to be flexible about and what are the things that you want to maintain the same. Because, kids are thriving in routines. And vacation and longer break challenging us when it comes to those routines and boundaries. And sometimes for us, the parents, for example, sleeping in is the fun. It's something that we are looking for. But for kids, that's not the case. Their body's just used to wake up at a certain time. And even if they go to sleep later, they will still wake up early in the morning and then they will be grumpy, or you can experience some meltdowns and tantrums along the day. So we'll split this talk into 2. The first is when you meet family members that you haven't met for a long time, we'll talk how to deal with that. And then the other part will be focusing on setting realistic expectation when it comes to vacations and breaks from our normal life. Okay, so first thing, many parents comes and say, you know what, when we see the family that we haven't seen for so long, like 6 months or so, the aunt, the grandmother, they're kind of jumping on the kids, hugging them, kissing them. And for the kids, it's weird. Some kids do not feel comfortable doing it. And when we talk about physical boundaries, we want to respect our kiddos' physical boundaries. Therefore, I recommend before the family gathering, first of all, talk to your kids and say, hey, we will be meeting the family and friends, and many times grandma likes to hug. And so are you feeling comfortable doing it? And then you can talk to your child and see what he says about that. The other thing could be setting the expectation with the other family members, saying, we believe we need to respect our kiddos' physical boundaries. And that means that if they don't feel comfortable hugging or kissing, we provide them with other choices of how to show their affection. They can smile, they can wave, they can ask you, how do you feel? And we do expect for you to understand that and respect that as well. And also it could be that if we're going to hang out for a while, the kid will find more comfortable having the physical touch, but on his own pace. So this is the main point when it comes to seeing family, is respecting your kids' physical boundaries. And if you have any question about that, go ahead and email me, or you can jump and listen to the episode specifically where we talked about physical boundaries. Okay, the next point we'll have 4th is mental preparation for you when you travel with your kids. So first of all is set realistic expectation. Traveling with kids is not always easy. There are times where they get fuzzy, tired, bored, and it is important to set realistic expectation. And I would like for you to think, for example, would you keep the same eating habits? Would you allow them just a specific amount of sweets as you do in your house, or are you okay being more flexible with that? Another question is sleeping routines. Are you going to be conservative with the sleeping routines and pretty much follow the same schedule you have in your house? Or are you okay with being more flexible, knowing that it might, quote unquote, cost you with kiddos being more grumpy or tired and having more meltdowns? Other things, specifically when we travel long road trip or even flights, are you okay with letting them having more screen times? Is that even an option for your family? Or are you going to keep the same screen habits even when you go for a vacation? Another area could be hygiene habits. Sometimes you travel for the whole day, and then by the time you get to the hotel or for the extended family house, your kiddos are already asleep. So again, the question is, are you going to wake them up to take a shower? Or are you okay with them just taking a shower the day after? Will you plan your day so you can get to the house or the hotel on time to start the evening routine? Or are you okay with being more flexible for the vacation? So all those are the things that I highly recommend for you to sit with yourself and discuss it. Be intentional of what do you want that will be happening, which leads me to my next point, which is communicate with your partner and other caregivers those questions that we just discussed. Make sure you and the other partner are on the same page when it comes to scheduling or maybe lowering expectation during the trip, and discuss new responsibilities and new roles that each and one of you takes during the trip. For example, if one of you is in charge of getting the kiddos ready for school and the other person is ready to prepare lunchbox in vacation, you just go to a restaurant, then you might want to think of how to change those responsibilities. And so you better come up with those things before, or if you want to have like shift who's sleeping in and who's getting up and taking care of the kiddos so the other parent can really recharge himself during this vacation. So just the point of being a united front during routine times is really important, but even more so during vacation, where there's so many opportunities for miscommunication and for not being on the same page. For example, one parent is okay with giving the kiddos 3 hours of screen time a day, where the other parent wants to have their regular, let's say, 30 minutes a day. So again, all the questions that I asked you about, eating habits, sleeping routines, screen time, hygiene habits, those are the points that you wanted to also discuss with your partner, and if needed, with other family members. Third point is be flexible. There is a tendency in vacation that things are not going as planned. This is your opportunity to practice flexibility and adjustability and understand that a plan is just a plan. So, for example, you went bowling, but the kiddos are too short, it's not working for them. So always have a plan B and plan C available for you. I would always look for playground rounds, for child museum rounds. Those are the things that typically cannot go wrong. So make sure you have that in place. And then last point is remember to take breaks for yourself. Not only vacation can be much more intense than your routine life, you're spending so much more time with your kiddos. It's also time for you to get some rest and to recharge your batteries or fill up your cup, whatever you want to call it. So just make sure you coordinate it with your partner or whoever can support you, so you can also either take a couple of hours if you need that, or even if you need along the day, just these 10-20 minutes to have some quiet time or have a good talk with another adult. Just make sure you acknowledge your need to do that, and that you communicate it again assertively and clearly, and just say, hey, I need to come down for a while. Can you please watch the kids for the next 20 minutes? So just to sum up, we talked about 5 things today. Respect your child's physical boundaries, communicate it to other family members so no one will force them to hug and kiss, provide them with other opportunities to show affection, and then set realistic expectation in regard to eating habits, sleeping routines, screen time, and hygiene habits. Communicate those 4 categories with your partner. Remember to be flexible and change the plan if needed. And then remember to take breaks for yourself. So thank you so much for joining me to this episode about the holiday season. Again, I invite you to join the next free parent talk about healthy boundaries. It will be December 7th. It's free and it's online. So look at the show note. You can either sign up for the next one or join the waiting list, and I will let you know when the next event is happening. Enjoy your holiday season. As usual, treat yourself and your kids with compassion and curiosity. Bye!